How are you guys? Just going to give you a quick update on a new product that I'm using through an organisation called Repta1. Now in the early days, my standards for hatchling racks with these tubs, which cost me the whole $3 each, buy a bit of dowel, screw the dowel into it, put some holes in it, it worked. But the problem there is they're clear containers, and hatchling snakes, when they're in clear containers, get to see the outside world and they feel insecure, stress, don't eat so well, don't start so well, don't do so well. So then I went to the Click Clacks, which everyone knows of the Click Clacks. They're bloody good containers. They're dark except for the ones that I bought white. They're airtight, watertight, all that business. Pretty expensive, $22 to $30 each, depends on where you get them from. I bought them from BCF, which boating, camping, fishing shop, and got them for the right price. Problem is, in order to view whether your snake has eaten or not, you have to slip the container out and have a look and disturb it. I've used many other methods for hatchlings, like these tubs in here, you can see them all. They're opaque, which helps with that business about them seeing the real world. You can sort of see whether they've eaten their feed or not when you put a live pinky in there. They're only a couple of bucks each, but you get the same standard of work. They stress a little bit. They don't actually lock down. Those last ones I showed you, I have to put little clips on the side of them. Over the years I've also used these, which is just a rack I got made up with a whole heap of plastic tubs, and the lids sort of click on, but they jam, the containers jam into these. I've got a towel over it to make it look dark for these snakes because they're only just starting to eat now. I've got hatchling carpets in there. You can see the containers jam in there, therefore the lid is held down tight from the size of the rack that I've made. And that's why I've got that grey tape around the front of them, because the containers have dowel and whatnot in them for the arboreal snakes to hang on to, but they were too clear and they'd see people walk past. The hatchlings would see people walk past and they fret, they panic. But Repta1 has brought this, as they call it, hatchling haven or some bullshit like that, container out. I've bought a handful of them already. That's them in there. I don't have any racks to fit them perfectly, but they do fit nicely in these enclosures I've already got. Now these hatchling havens, or whatever they call them, have a clear front. So as I walk up I go, okay, old mate here has not eaten his pinky, the cheeky shit. Put it this way, it hasn't even shed yet, so it's not due to eat a pinky, but I've got one in there in case. You can also see the ventilation across the front. The other three sides of the enclosure are black, therefore limiting the amount the hatchling can see. You can see in the back there it's got holes for ventilation as well, so the ventilation will suck in through the bottom of the front and go out through the top of the back. The heat rises. The lid has also got lots of holes for ventilation. Now it has a little blip thing here and it slides out like that. And within this enclosure, I'll use my torch here so you can see, the base of it has this round clear thing and it's glued in there. And each enclosure comes with a pile of disposable, you probably use them 100 times before you threw one away, little containers, and those little containers fit perfectly in there. Therefore your hatchling does not climb up on them, as you can see this one in this enclosure here is up on top of the water. When they do that, when there's no thing supporting the water bowl flips over, water goes everywhere, they have nothing to drink, and their enclosure becomes mouldy and shitty if you leave it a day or two. The disadvantage of that means you've got to meticulously fold paper, as you can see I've done, to make it fit. Let me see, there's one you can see, around the paper, rather than just one slice of paper, one sheet of paper going in there nicely. Doesn't work 100%, but you know, you can put up with that. When you buy these kits, they come with a heat mat that fit underneath. You can see that they've got little legs to hold them up off the ground, so the heat mat goes under there. They come with a container full of water bowls, and they come with a pair of tweezers, so it's a little kit ready to roll. They're a little bit pricey. I think if you went into a pet shop and bought them now, you get them about 80 bucks. But 80 bucks for that enclosure, the tweezers, the water bowls, and the heat mat. Now, cheap shit snakes that I'm going to sell to the public, ones that I don't really care about so much. You see I put them over there in those other enclosures. my diamonds and whatever else are in there. But the stuff that I'm holding back for myself, as you can see, I've got a whole clutch, a whole heap of fully striped carpets. I'm going to keep them for at least a year. They go in there because they're really good containers. I intend to get a handful more. I personally, because I'm involved with the pet shop industry, I get them for the right price. Thank you, Damien. Thank you, Ernie from Reptor One. They are awesome little enclosures. So far, I'm very happy with it. They have a little blip, in case you're wondering, there that stops them from opening. They can't push it up enough for your snake to get out of the enclosure. They're actually not bad. So far, so good. And you can see that this enclosure has a little bit of humidity in the corner, but where the ventilation is, it's not too humid. Whereas some of my other enclosures, like you looked at these now with the diamonds in them, the whole inside of that hatchling rack is covered in humidity, which can be too much. They can get scale right, they can stink, or whatever. It's just not all that good to do that all the time. So give it a go. Go down your local pet shop, ask for them. They're not bad. I'll speak to you later. Bye.